Questlove Supreme is a production of iHeartRadio.
Hey, this is Suga Steve from Questlove Supreme. And on behalf of Team Supreme, thanks for being a part of this with us.
Oh my God.
We really appreciate you. We love you.
Is this the end?
Holy shit!
Oh my God, Steve!
Let's fucking go.
Are you my friend?
Oh my God.
Yes!
Who is he?
Oh my God.
It seems to me.
Oh my God, Steven! I'm
Yo,
so
man.
proud of you.
You are to me.
Oh This is Phonte.
It's okay to sing along, yo.
Okay,
You used to be mine when the chips were down. You used to be mine when I was around.
Are we doing the bridge too? Seems like it.
Girl, can't you see how I feel?
How do you know this?
All
I
these
don't either.
feelings that I feel are real.
Go ahead, Ahmir, sing that boy.
Oh, girl, can't you see I need you?
I'm gonna cry. I can't believe he did this.
Wow, man.
You are blacker than I ever thought.
Wait, the ass,
Is
dude?
this the end?
Oh my God. Wait.
I love you, Laiya.
My friend,
With the reverb on
You are my friend, Phonte.
my brother.
it seems to me
Happy Purim to Unpaid Bill Thank you, Questlove, for this magical journey.
You used to be mine when the
I feel like I'm at my funeral.
Oh my God, Ahmir.
Shit.
You used to be mine when I was around.
Wait a minute. I have so many questions.
Girl, can't
No technical
you see
questions.
how I feel?
How did you get that instrumental?
All these feelings that I feel.
The internet.
Be present, be in it.
Oh, girl,
Who engineered this?
can't you
Oh my God.
Erica?
I need you. Oh, baby.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna shake my ponytail off.
Wait, are we getting the Ricky Bell part? I don't know, man. Are we getting the Ricky Bell part?
He put so much work in, I can hear it.
Here we go.
Is this the end? Mama told me one day this was gonna happen, but he never told me when. He told me that this podcast never would be over, but he won't say that again. Questlove told me one day this was gonna happen, but he never told me when. He told me that this podcast never would be over, but he won't say that again. I wanna know, is this the end quest?
Wow, that sounds really good.
Is this the end?
Steve harmonized.
I gotta know.
Oh my, that's not you, Steve. That's not him.
Is this
that
the
you?
end quest?
Who have I been sitting next to for 8 years? Who is this guy?
Yo.
Who is this guy?
Phonte has an infamous saying that he says occasionally in Questlove Supreme episodes, which is from downtown. Steve, that was the long 10-year from downtown.
I thought it was just gonna be like 10 seconds long.
No, he committed to the
He
bit all the way.
committed.
You gotta commit.
The harmonies.
So
like,
when we getting the Suga Steve R&B album on JMI?
Fucking yeah.
Yeah, it was between that and On the Wings of Love.
I didn't even think you liked R&B. Like that's the
Nah,
crazy.
he likes R. He
Well,
likes
black
On the
R&B.
Wings of Love. I mean, that's black, but it's
No, but
Yeah.
this was a
This
choice.
is new
Yeah, that was a
edition.
choice,
No.
This was a choice.
Okay.
Steve, that was the greatest thing you've ever done.
Wow.
The weird thing was, I thought in my mind, I wanted to you brought up, we brought up the RZA. I wanted this to be our opening song.
No, this was way better. Oh my God, Steve.
Nah, Steve, that was awesome.
How long that take?
The length of the song, essentially, a couple times through. Yeah.
What?
Because you imagine in your mind that he had to study all the ad libs and all
And the
the.
lyrics, because you ain't know the
No,
lyrics.
I know that joint.
No, he was a new
Where'd you
edition.
record that? Where'd you did
Just
it?
at 30 Rock the other day, yeah.
Oh, that's so...
Nah, man. Nah, that was.
That was touching, Steve. That
Well
kind
done,
of.
Steve.
Yeah.
I like to communicate in song.
Hey, bro, we receptive.
We
first song
receive
we
it.
got.
receive it.
We receive it.
Yo, go ahead, Amir. I'm sorry, we're back.
No, go ahead. What were you saying, Laiya?
Oh, no, Brittany reminded me of some honorable mentions that you had asked a question about, and I just wanted to mention these real quick because I feel like they might touch your soul. On the answer to the real question of the hardest booking, I have it because you've never heard the episode.
Which is?
Dave Chappelle. Because we're still waiting for him to sign that paperwork. It caused a rift between he and I, unbeknownst to him. He didn't give a fuck. For 3 years.
The riff is still going on.
I'm
wow.
oh, wow. I thought y'all made up,
I
came
mean, we're
back.
cordial. I mean, the thing is that this is also the quasi elephant in the room. Like, yes, it is possible. There's the risk that if you're doing business with your loved ones or your friends, that the script will get lost, miscommunication happens, or whatever. Like in the case of Dave, I don't know why he wanted to pull the episode.
I do, because he got beer drunk, and they thought that he didn't sound coherent. Because
I thought it was an awesome
It wasn't
episode.
an awesome
it was
episode.
dope. It was dope. We was just in there chopping it up.
Shout outs to Corey Blacksmith fucking it up. I don't care. Oh, and then also,
Wait, did they get to hear it?
We just
Yeah, I
burning
think-
all the bridges.
I
Right now.
believe
You
no,
want
they
a
not
bridge
burned.
Bring it.
No. They're good. This is just a historical. We have to tell the truth.
He won't hear this episode, so go.
That part, and then also another uncomfortable guest situation must be brought up because Ahmir, I know you with me on this one.
Who?
Snoop's house, where Phonte,
okay.
was it Bill or Steve was living a different life than me and Ahmir on the other side of the table. Do you remember this?
I was not there.
Oh,
Okay,
was there.
then it was Steve and Phonte living a different life on one side, and you and I were living a totally
Because
separate
I
thing.
think that was like his guy kept trying to wrap it up.
all I remember
remember.
was I couldn't get into the Snoop episode because I guess they were just under the impression that it was going to be like a quickie,
Yeah.
20-minute thing, and didn't know the depths that we went into it. And Phonte just kept shooting from the half court.
and we
questions
couldn't
that kept-
signal him
Hey,
because he's
listen.
all the way over at the
Listen.
other side.
Remember that time you did that record with this person? That was cool.
Yeah, and he
my
kept
favorite.
going. Like, as long as Snoop was having a good time, I was like, if he having a good time, shit, I'm gonna keep going.
But his
Phonte
boy-
would ask a question,
Yeah.
and then Snoop gave us another 3 minutes, but he just kept asking. And I guess Laiya and I just kept trying to.
But his boy kept getting closer to me and Ahmir. Like, I know y'all see me standing here. Like, wrap this shit up. And he had to bring me. I had old school radio flashbacks because I had to go outside and talk to that brother and be like, "Yo, son."
while the interview was happening.
Yes, because I was like, "You on us?" And I'm supposed to be doing this, and you right here.
Look at them toes.
I wish. But Snoop's house is really fun though. And we played a lot like kids, and
It
that
was
was
fun.
cool.
Nah, that was awesome. That was
Yeah.
an awesome show.
Yeah.
It was fun. Like I wish we could have deep dove, but it was such a panic to
Yeah.
keep him engaged, And so, all right. So there's some questions that our audience has for us. The number one is, how have we individually evolved since QLS launched in 2016? How have we evolved in the last almost 10 years?
Oh my
Like
God.
professionally or personally?
Well,
because
That's another podcast.
I'm in therapy now, so that's a beautiful evolution.
Amen.
Me too.
Yeah.
Amen.
You in therapy too? How long you in therapy?
A year?
Okay.
No, that's a
word up.
lie. 6 months.
We talked about that a lot on this show. So
that's what's up. I guess, and I can tie this into, well, one, why we're doing this episode, which was, I think, back in 2015. I took great pride in just working, doing a whole bunch of shit, doing the podcast, doing Fallon, DJing, and that's when I was doing Brooklyn Bowl Heavy, and I would do about maybe 16 DJ gigs a month. Roots were still doing shows, and it was kind of at the beginning of the end of me scoring stuff. I was scoring movies. I thought that was going to be my entry into the world of movies or whatever.
Yeah.
And actually, Summer Soul kind of first entered maybe in 2017, like a year later. But I never thought I would get tired or just like maybe I'm doing too much.
Won't he do it? Oh
And
my God.
and sometimes it's also like it costs and relationships. Like you have 2 full-grown sons, you got kids and different spouses than you did when you first started this joint or whatever. I don't know. I think maybe in the last 4 or 5 years, that's where I was just like, I was living my dreams, but like coming home to the worst silence ever. Like nothing pains me.
Bed's too big. Alexander Quest.
Right.
I
Yeah.
never knew that's what the lyric was. Thank you.
Bed's too big for me to be here all alone. Cause
I was bebopping that joint. Scatting.
And you've learned to accept your flowers. I feel like that's a thing you've learned over these years that
Facts.
we've been doing this. That's that you know how to accept a compliment now like you never have before. And
Or
I
you,
think that
you know how to
that's
shut
important.
up when it's given to you.
Or that.
Yes.
But also, I will, on the professional front, I listened to 4 early episodes all last week. And I have to say that I think all of us have done a remarkable job in our interviewing skills. And I don't know, like, what we're doing now will still apply to where we are in our lives. But I would like to actually say that, yeah, I mean, there were some episodes that were chaotic. Of course, Phonte's eye rolling at the Smollett episode.
yo, bro,
Classic.
that shit was crazy.
We had fun.
It's not his favorite episode.
Yeah,
It was
I mean, it was fine. It was cool. They were cool, but yeah, that
Jesse
shit
was
a
so
lot.
funny. Shout out. I don't know what to do with him.
That was
Sorry.
a lot, man.
Okay.
it was a special episode. I enjoyed it because it was just, just hearing them scream on top of each other. But yes, it was chaotic.
It's funny.
But I will say that in terms of interviewing and getting to know people and that sort of thing, that's what I felt that this platform had given me. Choosing you guys, and
Shout out to Sean G, because you can't be saying you chose me, because Sean G called me and was like,
I just showed
But
up.
who said it to Sean G?
I don't know. I thought it was Sean G.
I
was
mean,
you?
I'm a person too.
I
Well, you thought you was just like you arrived at the door stop in a basket given to me by the fire department.
With a note.
Yeah.
like an assignment, so take this.
Good luck.
Yeah.
No, but when Sean heard the pilot, he was just like, "Okay, there's a lot of inside talk here. You guys aren't explaining. You're talking over each other. You need someone experienced, high testosterone. You need a lady, a woman in here to put you guys in line." And of course,
The third person I thought of was Laiya. Because let me
you
tell
were
y'all
that
something.
person.
I called Ahmir 2 years before he started this podcast when I had first heard Q-Tip's podcast on Apple. And I was like, yo, we should do something like this. And do you know this fool said to me, you know what, Laiya, I'm working on something.
And it took me 2
I
years.
don't know if you, but I'll let you know. Yes, you did.
You already know that y'all taught me this, that there's Ronald McDonald and then there's Ray Kroc.
Yes, indeed.
We have talked about him.
We know that I am Ronald McDonald, no matter how you cut it. I know that you're eye rolling already. You you always go to the Ray Kroc first instead of Ronald McDonald.
True.
When I want Jay-Z to do something, I don't go to Jay-Z to ask him to do it. I know who to ask to get him to be like, hey, you know what I mean? You should have da-da-da-da-da. That's just the name of the game.
And by the way, that Sean G episode, also one of our sleepers. Like,
Nah,
a
there
very
was a lot of game
good
in that
history
one.
telling.
Yes.
Yes, very good
A
episode.
lot of game in that one.
Yeah.
James Poyser episode.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a good one.
yeah.
Man, yeah, that was great.
I will say that, that what I learned, especially like last year, and, the total transparency, we had a real talk last night at dinner as a family. And basically, I felt like, especially with last year, there was a commonality where, I had 9 businesses open with nine. Like, imagine what it takes to run this, and know that there's 8 other this
Right.
world. Like when I do my book shit, there's 8 of this, and the food shit, this shit, root stuff, movie stuff, like. And I realized probably last year that yes, even though the businesses are up and running and thriving, but I'm also failing in the personal
relationship department,
one-on-one thing, which a lot of that is also just the reluctant leadership, which I had to work on. A lot of it is also just not knowing how to communicate, which is like called for another therapist. I got 2 therapists.
Ooh,
No, for real. I had to get 2 therapists just to.
Are any of your therapists of color?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just asking.
I had to learn, especially for this platform, like what's my priority? Set you on fire. Like,
yeah.
for me, the roots will always be my number one
That's good.
thing. Movies, I have a passion for doing that. There's like, book writing's not so on fire. I'd rather be the book company and people write their shits. Just going down the list, but this, as far as this is concerned, even though I love nerding out on meeting people, whatever, I just wasn't able to really give this the commitment that I felt it would deserve. And I felt like it was also putting a strain on us personally as people. And I love our camaraderie on and off the air. So that's my version of like landing the plane, at least as far as this episode's concerned. So
yeah,
I had a lot of learning to do like last year as far as people are concerned.
Yeah, I think we all did. I think back to the evolution question that I think one of the viewers asked. I think for me, this definitely everything you said, 100%. We kind of watched from the sidelines, I guess, is like one of your homeboys becomes, famous. You know what I mean? And so for me, I just always kind of gave that grace of just understand it's like, listen, this got to be a total mindfuck. And I've said this, it's got to be a mindfuck to go from drumming on South Street to now you got Obama in your phone. You know what I mean? And and to go through that kind of trajectory in, the amount of time that it happened, I knew that was a lot. And so for me, because I do know some people, they ask like why, I left the show. I only left, first time I left, it was because I was not out for cigarettes. I was not, don't tell that fucking lie.
He don't like that. No, he don't like that.
I was not out for fucking cigarettes. I was on tour with my group, Little Brother, because we had just came back with our first #1 album, Made Lord Watch. We were on tour.
Now, number 1.
And I couldn't do both. It was just, too times.
You knew what I'm discovering now, that you can't do both at the same time.
Get something's got to give.
Or maybe you shouldn't.
Yeah, because it's going to eventually, that neglect is going to show up in your product. You know what I mean? And so, man, so yeah, that was the first time. And then this last time, I think it was just this last year, kind of what you said, it just kind of definitely felt like the show, I just saw like kind of where your career was going and what you're involved in. It was just like, yeah, I think it's time. For me, it was time. I had my own work to do. And, we was our 20th anniversary of foreign exchange period. So, I was able to get Nick, on. We, were able to celebrate that. We had a slew of releases from our label and stuff last year. My son graduated high school and went into college.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you, man. And then, at the end of the year, I lost my best friend, Big Milk. He died in September. So, even if I had stayed on, it was still, I didn't have room for it. I just didn't have, this, because I had life shit that, was happening. And, it was this thing where I think we did a good job, where I think we're all at now, is that understand it's like, listen, man, everything ends. You just hope that in the best case scenario, you can sit and talk about it and it doesn't have to end in chaos. And I think that is the biggest part for me in terms of watching, how I've seen certain entities end over my life. As anyone who's seen the LB doc, who's lived it. I like that we're all at a place where we can all decide like, hey, this is where it ends. We've told our story and our relationships are no less, not any less stronger or any more love lost or whatever. And that's what I'm most proud of. And, this has been an amazing journey, man. Like over 9 years, you was joking earlier, but it's done been divorces. It's done been kids born. It's done been it's, real shit that happened. And, outside of just the work that we do here, like y'all are all like my friends. Like I love y'all, man. Like straight like that. You know what I mean? And so,
I love you too, man.
Yeah,
Thank you for
yeah,
that.
all of, and this is whatever. A lot of times, me and Laiya talked about last night, when you're doing times with friends, doing work with friends, you have to kind of stop sometimes and differentiate. It's like, okay, I know there's not a malicious bone in this person's body. I know it's not malicious, so they're not being a shitty friend. They are just trying to navigate this business, and I have to give them that grace to say, okay, bro, you know what I'm saying?
And it's not their fault that sometimes the business is shitty, but they still a good friend.
Yeah, right. It's like, yeah, it's cool. And, but,
That took me a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
That took me a minute. Because for me,
go ahead.
Let me just say this. See, my whole life has been a little different, like doing radio in Philadelphia and being an advocate for you guys on my own. No, nobody ever forced me to be an advocate for the Roots, but it was just what I felt in my heart and in the music. And going into Sean G's office at some point and being like, I want to work with y'all. I have to. I want to do something because it's just something more here, which that was like, that might have been 15 years ago. And fast forward to this being like the first time working with you guys, it's been an interesting journey. And separate, like Phonte said, like, I'm just getting to the point now where I can separate the friendship from the business, because it's been a rocky road. I think probably out of everybody sitting here, I've probably had a little bit of a more rockiest road,
Because you have the longest history. Like
The longest history, this is my profession. Nobody else makes money off of doing this but me. So I came in here also like hoping to, get the respect in that way, because I'm the person that has been doing broadcasting for all of their career and felt like I had to earn it in these 8 years again. Like I really had to earn it and make my way and make my voice be heard and get in when you fit in and not talk. Like all the stuff that I've learned a long time ago, now I'm experiencing it with co-hosts who've never been taught it. So between that and, just again, separating the business from the friendship, last night was a real moment in that conversation, Phonte, where I really went like, Ahmir, he came through for me. And I didn't really see it because there was all this other stuff going on with other people. But when I needed him, he came through for me. When he first felt like this wasn't for him anymore, he called me that day. Like, I remember you called me when I was at Jeff's house, and you was like, And so for that, I'm not gonna get emotional, but like,
no, get emotional, dude. Talk your shit.
This is the progress that I have to make for me, and no more other people saying like, yeah, you're the shit, you deserve to be here. I don't seek that anymore. Now it's like, I know.
Let me just say in front of the world, Laiya, that I 100% appreciate you and love you for. I know I don't want this to be a cryy joint.
She got to cry, man.
It's
all good. Just let her cry. It's fine. You ain't got to hold back.
This is important. No, and you actually said something when we talked that day when I was like, look, I don't know if I want to continue to do this. And you gave an analogy where it was like, you're right. I didn't think of it as, we've been running this business as a corner store. And
we talked about that.
Right.
Yeah.
We've always had corner store community kind of.
Yeah, you a corporation now, my boy.
Right. And we're basically Amazon now.
CEO business. And
unfortunately, it's like 7 people running all of Amazon. And some shit's been very shitty. And it pains me when my friends are in pain, because like this is also not like all last year is where I just like, all right, take it, Ahmir. Like, and most people in my position will get defensive, petty, and all that shit.
We're born on the same day, like
right. And so this is, I'm not saying it lightly. Like, this is probably the most important lesson that I've learned in life.
Wow.
And I appreciate you for bringing that to me. Phonte, Laiya, Bill. Damn, Bill, I'm just realizing now, I didn't even ask you, like, what you learned.
Well,
Bill's just sitting there, like...
He's getting his words together.
I'm good.
No, you
about me.
I actually feel like
I have no business being here at all, and I think I learned the most, period.
I was about to say, you're the person that's always said, like, you've learned the most from this show.
100%.
Well, I thank you for, for joining the fray, because, back then you were a guest. But not to digress, let me pull it back.
Go.
Yes, Laiya.
Oh.
I absolutely 12,000% appreciate the work that you've done. You teaching me everything from communication, how to treat you as a person. We've definitely had our riffs and our tiffs, and that hurt my feelings when you said that. And I didn't realize that I said something out of line. And yeah, there's a lot on the editing floor. Thank God. and I appreciate that. Well, okay.
Okay, so go ahead. I was going to ask, how do you know when it's over? You know what I'm saying? Like how we talked about it a little bit last night. But like, how do you know when it's time to end the thing?
I think in 2024 is when. Okay, so what I realized about me was working was my numb thing. That was my
avoidance.
And you only truly feel shit when you get to sit alone in silence and really, understand it. So, kind of when the first business entity before this came to light was having issues, I was on my defensive joint. Well, they don't know what they're talking about. Whatever. I'm doing 19 things a day. Whatever. And then when it all to 2024 was just a spiral after spiral after spiral after spiral after spiral. Both coaches, therapists were basically like, sit with that. And how did it feel when the person told you like you were being inconsiderate of or that you're not a good listener or you're not a good communicator or that sort of thing? And I don't know. I think what I did in 2024 was pretty much I did less numbing things and found my humanity or learned how to feel. And that's when, and I joked yesterday,
I'm a real boy.
But that's the truth. And I joked yesterday at dinner and I was like, yo, the thing that scares me the most was like, I didn't know how much I like sleeping.
So good. I don't know which one is better, sleeping or eating. But if you're sleeping, you don't have to eat. You're not gaining any weight. So I think it's sleeping.
I'd rather sleep, which, that, and I feel like even that's a part of the process of not being hyper aware of like, oh, I should be learning 10 songs right now for the next DJ gig I do 7 months from now. Or let me plan the Roots Picnic. And I was that 8 month ahead, 2 year ahead person.
Instead of being present.
Yeah, and I hate the fact that like 2016, the administration that we're dealing with now, especially right now,
to the 10th power,
has literally taught me how to live in the present. Like, unfortunately, I said like I want to learn how to live in the present. So it's almost like me putting out to the universe, hey,
like okay.
That's exactly what happened.
So now that's all we can do.
We're literally now like 24 hours a day. I have to go through the same affirmation process. This morning, got up at 8 o'clock in the morning, had to do literally living in the present every day. So, I mean, that's big.
And I mean, I hope people like when they listen to this, I hope they take away, I'm so thankful that we had a chance to bring this to the world and like bring joy to so many people. And, they enjoy the show and everything, but we are literally figuring this shit out on the fly. You know what I mean? Like, even with, when you said, Laiya, like, you had the radio experience, but coming into this, it's like, it's a totally different thing. I mean, a lot of it does apply, but it's a different landscape. And,
I'm not even used to people wanting to hear you talk for more than 2 minutes.
Right, yeah, because radio is, and so it's a big difference. And, I think, in listening to your story, I kind of saw a lot of things just kind of from the back, just watching how you navigated things and, navigating just doing directing and fouling and all of this. And I think it was one of the biggest lessons I learned was just kind of seeing the difference between management versus leadership. And when you talk about leadership, management is just kind of cattle call. You just kind of a taskmaster. But leadership speaks more to people's personal development. And that's where the personal relationships come in. Like, if I know that Bill likes this, or I was like, hey, man, I think you'll be good in this role. Let me get you over here. It speaks to that. But you really have to have those conversations with your people in order to know that. And, that was one of the biggest things I saw. And just kind of y'all's, I guess, you say from mom and pop to Amazon. That was one of the things you kind of got to have as a leader. And you talk about being a reluctant leader. I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's certainly things that I've struggled with. Certainly things that I just want to make music and just you just want to do the thing, but there's doing the thing, but then you got to be the guy. Like you said, like Ronald McDonald versus Ray Kroc. It's like, yo, I just want to cook burgers, dog. That's all I love to do. But now I gotta go be the guy to sell the burgers. You know what I mean? And and it just gets to a point where it's just like, yeah, I'm tired of that shit. I just want to make burgers.
Let me also give gratitude to, the team that also helps us, run things. It goes without saying, with Brittany and cousin Jake. Thank you very much for your
keeping the train
patience and contributions and.
Yeah. Immaculate notes by cousin Jake.
I know.
Immaculate.
Cousin Jake knows how to spin a word.
I mean, he is a writer. He is a writer.
Listen.
Yes.
Come on.
But also the many animators who have made our animation for our IG, all the countless of engineers who have edited episodes and whatnot.
You too, Steve, because we didn't have to put
Carvo.
Steve back there.
Carvo behind the camera.
Yes, Carvo.
And even a shout out to iHeart. Thank you, for making this our home.
And our producers, like the old and new, from Scotty Riggs to Evan.
I was going to say,
all the old Pandora,
Scotty.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
Scotty still pages us.
Yeah, Scotty. Scotty, yo.
If you recall, Scott was our only producer that you actually saw all the time and was on mic.
Right.
Shout out to Yayo.
Yeah. Scott Yayo would pull up.
Was Yayo a part of the? He had a mic too.
Yeah,
He had a mic for a little bit.
for Chris Rock,
Yeah.
for
Scotty
Q-Tip.
Yayo.
Scott Yayo,
Yeah, like,
Also responds to text messages within seconds.
yo, Scott Yayo is a great
He is
texter. If you are a woman who are texting Scott Riggs and he don't hit you back quick, he don't
get out of there.
he don't like you. Like,
Or he will like your Instagram post immediately.
Oh, and also, since you're doing this, can we just have a moment for the great studios that we've been in? I mean, we started in the East Coast, and from Reservoir. Oh my God, Reservoir.
Yeah, Reservoir.
Electric Lady.
Henson, on the West Coast, Renaissance.
Sunset.
I mean, Steve.
Sunset Sound.
And remember,
Village Recorder.
initially, our first LA trip, these were handpicked by Steve, too.
Yeah.
A lot of them were handpicked. Like, Steve was like, can we go here? Can we go there? We recorded in Capitol Records. In the,
The Frank Sinatra room.
yes.
Sunset Sound.
Yeah.
Sunset. The Prince B room
Yeah.
at Sunset Sound. Where did they do the Bad album? Where we went to Bubbles' nursery.
Westlake.
Westlake.
Yeah.
I forgot about Westlake.
Westlake studio, where they still had Michael Jackson's nursery for Bubbles and his crib.
In the few home recordings, because I can only remember Jimmy Jam, Linda Perry,
Linda Perry.
Yeah, Linda Perry was dope. That was dope.
and Quincy. Sorry, y'all.
And we shout out to Noel Brown and Brian Calhoun.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
it.
Brian. Yeah, Brian
Jesus Christ.
Calhoun. The unbothered Brian Calhoun. Shout out.
I know. He missed his last episode. Hello.
He did- right. So unbothered I didn't bother to show up.
Right.
Shouts to Calhoun, man. Shouts to Calhoun, man.
We've been rather diplomatic in terms of not letting family grievances or business out there like that.
Oh, yeah.
So I will respectfully.
Uh-oh. Here he comes.
No, I will respectfully give Boss Bill a shout out.
Absolutely.
Because
No, without him, I wouldn't be here. Yeah, I mean, so yeah.
he's
shout-
part of the foundation.
Bring them tapes back.
Just send them to me.
Yeah.
Send them in.
Anyways.
We'll send you a self-addressed stamped envelope.
Look,
Give you that
I
FedEx number.
also learned that it's a clean slate when you hold strife in whatever. You
that
got
shit kill you from the inside
That's right.
out.
yes.
Say, keep
That's
on
the
inside.
important thing. That's the important thing. We live now in I told you so. I never thought the Tigers would eat my face. Time. I told you so. Yeah, and redemption and is key, but.
We'll do a reunion episode.
10 years.
Until you-
You didn't.
With
you got,
therapy.
Amir, you got through one fan question. I'm like,
All right, well,
Where were the other
ask some
big
more.
ones?
somebody asked something about what is elaborate on the statement witness protection, Jam and Lewis. Been super curious about that since it was said.
Witness protection, Jam and Lewis. that was the name of the me, Bilal, Glasper,
Boom Bishop.
like our Boom Bishop, like our fake group name called the Witness Protection Program. But
Is there another question?
What was a conversation for everybody? Just answer this. What was an interview that we did that was really hard for you to get through?
Hard to
Oh,
get
y'all
through?
gonna say Faith.
Besides Faith
Hard to
Newman?
get through? I wouldn't say Frankie Beverly. That wasn't hard to get through. It wasn't hard, you know what I mean. But it definitely, that was another thing too. I would
Roy
say
Ayers and-
Roy Ayers. Yeah, you learn patience. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, with radio, it's like just give me the quick 30-second soundbite. But you know, with this one, you know, we really sitting with the masters and the elders. You know what I mean? And so you have to give them space to tell their story. They may remember some stuff, they might not. It may
Roy
start one
Ayers
place and
changed
go
us
somewhere else.
forever.
Yeah, Roy Ayers was like, oh wow.
It made us all more conscious in that way when we were dealing with our elders. Even when we dealt with Wayne Shorter, like I noticed everybody kind of figured out, okay. And,
Right.
Yeah, let it breathe.
Let it breathe.
That part I didn't know about the game, like the selective memory part or the, you know, just
Did you forget what you were going to say just now?
exactly.
What about your one-on-ones? What was the most difficult one-on-one for you?
They weren't difficult. Actually, you know, I had a lot of fear. Was my first one Willow?
No.
Michelle Obama, maybe?
Michelle
Oh, it was
Obama.
Michelle.
I forgot about the Michelle Obama episode.
It was like
It was so
30
quick,
minutes.
though.
It was a quick, yeah.
Yeah, that really didn't count.
Your Dre, your Andre.
Steve Ferrone.
Steve Ferrone was great. I just the inside joke of us never being in the same room because, of course, the story is that I went to Madison Square Garden to watch him drum in person finally, and I took a bunch of adult fruit chews, and
Can we talk about that night for 1 second?
yeah,
Because I was there, and that was one of the craziest experiences as a musician I've ever seen in my life. We were in your car thing, and you were making charts of John Mayer tunes as we drove to Madison Square Garden.
and learning the songs.
And learning the songs at the same time. And then you went on and just crushed it for what was supposed to be, like 2 songs? And you played the whole set, I think?
Well, initially it was like the whole show, and I was like, "There's no way I can learn all this." So he came up with the 11th hour idea of just let me unplug the first 9 songs, and then Ahmir comes in and play the second half. But the thing was, I took the adult fruit chews
I remember.
way
It's
before.
been legalized since we started the show.
Yeah, I know, but I like calling it adult fruit chews. That was when I was a newly microdoser of mushrooms, and so
Well, that's not legal.
Yeah. He said, well, that ain't legal.
Adult fruit chew.
I'm sorry, Steve. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
yeah, so you know,
worked.
I took them, and then Pino's like, by the way, Ferrone tested positive for COVID. Can you drum? And I was like, I wasn't out of my mind, but I was definitely stimulated, and I don't know.
You and John Mayer come through for each other because this is a callback to a Roots
Roots Picnic.
QLS Roots Picnic where him and Dave Chappelle came in the clinch for you because it was
D'Angelo. Yeah. Yeah.
It's the curse.
That was a special day.
Man.
for all of us. That was the first time we also did
yeah,
a whole
first time
round
we
of
did a
interviews
whole round of
all
interviews.
day.
And the freestyle.
Oh, right.
Yo.
Anyway, we've talked about that.
What a day.
Yo, okay, I got a question for everybody too. Okay, who do you wish we would have just got on before we ended this thing? I'm gonna start it. Goddamn Anderson .Paak. God damn
Anderson?
it. God
Yeah.
damn it, I wanted him so bad. I wanted him so bad.
I hate to tell you this.
What?
Boy.
Oh, what'd you do? What did you do? You did a show. What did you do?
No, I finally connected with Debbie Allen.
Motherfucker!
wow.
Motherfucker!
No, I met her. How did I meet her?
She was my other person, by the way.
I randomly saw,
Norm Nixon?
no, director. I always do this. This is not a
Give me the
Questlove.
movie.
It's not a Questlove Supreme episode unless I do $25,000 pyramid. Director.
Starts with.
Beef with Dame Dash. Director.
Oh, Lee Daniels.
Lee
Thank
Daniels.
you.
I
Okay,
win.
got you. All right, there you go. $25,000.
No, I saw him at the. Was it the Denzel
Holly-
Othello joint?
Okay.
I saw him. She was his +1.
Oh, that's cute.
And I thought I was introducing myself, and she's like, "Child, I know you are." And I was like, "Ah."
I done sent her like 3, so yeah. Dang.
Yeah, we didn't get Latifah. I really wanted to get Latifah. Angela Wimbush was another one that I really.
Really?
Yeah, man. I really
After talking to Saida.
Man. Yeah, Angela Wimbush was that was yeah.
Did I ever tell you about the Fife funeral? All right.
Apparently
the thing is, if it's like a funeral, I don't think one should hold the same standards of performance excellence.
Yeah, because you're managing emotions, you're holding back. Yeah.
Right. And the thing was, I was just told last minute, like, "Yo, can you play Angel real quick?" Yeah, we can play that. So literally, like so at Fife's funeral, it was at the Apollo.
Okay.
And I guess the default band was me, D'Angelo, James Poyser, the rest of the Roots, I guess. Yeah. So we did some shit with D. It came off. We did another song. I forget what it was. And then someone yelled, like, Angela Wimbush wants to do Angel. And so I was like, D's always like the king of, I won't say, what would be modern liquor house classics, like things that only
he know
certain black households would know. Like, Flirt by Cameo, or like
right, yeah.
Shit that your uncle plays in the cassette. We played with her, but I mean, it's always the moment where whenever a singer is singing, especially without rehearsal, the one thing I'm trying to control is to keep them from turning back. So
you never want that.
And oh god, she got me at like. And then, like, he's not playing it right. You missed the hit.
Oh, wow.
Like, we're a funeral,
right, yeah. She's like, hey, my song is my song.
And, I mean, y'all supposed to be the best that ever done it.
Right.
Yeah, I immediately left after that, because that was a lot.
What's your third? You had
Stevie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No?
Yeah, people did. Yeah. That
McCartney.
Yeah. We got close. We got really close. Really close.
We did?
Yeah, we did. Years ago.
His name was wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Just like we got close with Grace Jones. I mean, she was,
Yeah.
She was like, if you ever come to London, where she live, London or Paris, they were like, if you ever come,
pull up. We got close with Steve Martin too.
Yes.
Yeah, we almost had Steve.
You sent a video, remember?
That's right.
We didn't do Sesame Street. We were supposed to do Big Bird and them.
Were we actually supposed to interview the Muppets as themselves?
I think
that
was floated at some point. Yeah, for sure.
Do you think that would have came off?
Maybe. I don't know.
So my experience of doing that show was that when they would yell "cut," they would still talk in that Muppet voice for like a long time.
Doesn't really end ever.
Yeah, and even when I talk to them, they talk in that character voice, and I was like, wait.
Yeah.
The cameras to stop rolling. Why are you still talking to me, Grover?
Yeah.
Like,
you had a whole Grover bit. That was a good day.
They showed. I went to the Nets game on Sunday, and they chose that as their
the bit.
Who's sitting in the audience.
Yeah,
they went to that. It was a rather random choice, but.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Somebody asked a really good question for Bill. Can I ask this real quick?
Yes.
It says, Bill, on video, you're a really active listener, even when you weren't asking questions or talking much. Can you speak about knowing when to jump in as a personality as opposed to when others drive the discussion?
Thanks a lot, Assy. Basically,
90% of the time.
With Ahmir running his goddamn mouth,
I think one of the greatest lessons I've learned being on the show is when to shut the fuck up. And I think that that's a very important lesson that anyone should know. And I say that because I feel like my touchstones of race and culture and life and everything have sort of moved around a lot since I've been a part of this. And I think that I've learned so much just by sitting near you guys and listening to you talk. And I'd like to say that growing up as a white kid on Long Island, you don't really get the sort of like house of prayers and all that fucking nonsense.
House of prayers.
And so it's been. I think when I look, I think years from now, if I look back on this, it will be. It's first of all, it's one of my favorite things to talk about, and I have a lot of crazy things in my life, but this is definitely one of the top two. And so I think years from now I'll look back and just be like, that was the fucking craziest shit ever. Like,
Right.
just for all those who may or may not remember, like Ahmir, Lynn called me and said, the Roots are going to produce the Hamilton record with you. I was like, great, that's a thing. Okay, I was terrified. And then you walked in, and then I said Sesame Street, and you said, holy shit. And then you called me on a Tuesday, and you said, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? And I said, I don't know, what am I doing tomorrow? And you said, do you want to be the first guest on my podcast? And I said, oh, clearly someone canceled. Cool, yeah, sure, I'm totally fucking there. And then my life's been so fucking weird ever since that day. And then you remember that it went on for like 6 hours. I thought I was gonna be there for like 20 minutes. And then he called me the week after. He goes, listen, we can't pay you anything, but just keep showing up. And I was like, okay. And I've just kept showing up, and that's my entire. That's here we are. That was 10 years ago, 8 years ago.
Nah, even working with you, man, that was I had a new respect for musicals because I had never.
What else have y'all done together?
Oh,
Man,
A
we
lot,
did
right?
Shit, a gang load of Sesame. So I was hiking boot in a rap battle.
that's right.
Yeah, I was in the Elmo rap battles. I was a hiking boot. Then there was another
So you're
one.
an authentic Muppet. Your
Oh
voice.
yeah.
Nice.
I was a hiking boot. I was a rapping banana. I've been
Gracious.
What was the banana like? What did he say? Like,
It was what was my banana?
what's
bars?
his use?
Because I was like, my whole thing, I was like, I wanted it. It was like a Jeezy tribute. So I was like, wouldn't it be funny if it was like a trapping banana? So he was, God, what was my bars?
It was so
Did he have an ad lib?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
like it was. I was doing the whole Jeezy thing. Yeah, shouts to Jeezy. It was funny, but yeah, man. So we did that.
And stay tuned. There's an original.
It'll be out by the time this
Phonte,
airs.
yeah,
I think
so
it's out.
Phonte wrote a song for SZA that's on Sesame
Cannot
Street
wait
that
for
he
that.
fucking killed.
Yeah, man. Shouts to my production partner Zoe, man. That joint was crazy. That was another call. So kind of like how you got on this show, I get a call from Bill Sherman or text. It's like, hey man, so if I needed a SZA song in 24 hours, you think you and Zoe y'all can pull that off? I'm like, I said, well, there's only one way to find out. Like, just send me what you got. And he sent me like a little script, like a little, kind of blurb, whatever. And we turned it around. And, normally with a lot of that stuff, man, you don't know if it's going to go. I'm like, I think this will work. This feels good to us, but, who knows? And her people, she came back and she was like, yo, best song ever. Like, she loved it. She did a great job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That joint was amazing, man. So,
That's
yeah.
what's up. Okay.
Okay, one. Okay, I'm gonna remix this question that you
Wait,
asked.
can I ask one
Yes, go
follow-up
ahead.
question?
Okay, go ahead. It's a Steve question, but go ahead.
What is the future of Sesame Street?
Well, we start shooting in 2 weeks, season 56. So even though there was some shakeup amongst the corporate business, I think they don't have a distribution partner quite yet, but we are making new episodes in a couple weeks.
Okay, so you're moving on Faith.
Faith Newman. We're moving along Faith Newman.
There you go.
I forgot about that. I'm sorry. Okay, Steve, I know you didn't want the direct question, but I do want to know the answer to this. Somebody asked, was the Roots the first hip-hop act you ever worked with as an engineer? The question is, who was the first person that you ever worked with as an engineer? And can you speak to what made you and Ahmir click? Because this relationship started
Doesn't
as
make any
one
sense
thing,
whatsoever.
And now it is 25 years later?
Bacon.
30.
30
years
later.
later.
Excuse me.
Bacon.
I'll answer the second part first.
Okay. I knew you would like
And
to.
then
Got better.
I'm probably not going to answer the first part. 'Cause it's
You don't know who your first client was?
It's irrelevant to what we're talking about, but
Okay, I got you.
it led to a
Okay.
better question.
Okay.
Well, I was randomly assigned as an assistant engineer to the Voodoo record after the first 2 or 3 assistant engineers died.
Fell out.
That track.
And as far as what we bonded over, I think I've always pointed to the fact that we were both bringing different things to the table with regards to musical tastes, and but there was some crossover, and I always point to Pet Sounds as the crossover thing that we both kind of obsessed over for a long time, and then and just everything since, I think maybe out of all of us, because of the length of time that I've been working with him, have learned the most with regards to music that I didn't know about before I met him. I have the same experience with black music, essentially, that Ahmir had with white music, which was we heard what was on the radio, which was kind of the most mediocre stuff, when it comes down to it. So we kind of share that love for, I guess, kitschy poppy stuff from the 80s.
As evidenced by your wonderful rendition of "Is This the End?"
Come on now.
We have to have that as a standalone. I feel like release that somewhere.
Yeah, you have to
just put it on SoundCloud or whatever.
Yeah, well, my love for what you keep calling, I guess, black yacht rock is.
Yeah, you said white music. I'm like, that's just music. They just call that music these days. That's what they do.
But
we black music. They just y'all music.
We just music.
Y'all just music.
Yeah, and shout out to the Jeffrey Osborne episode while we were there.
Yeah. I learned a lot from that episode. All right, so before we wrap, is there an artist that you had a positive experience with that you didn't expect would be good? Not to be good. Okay, I will start by saying, and I still maintain, if we had to put a top 10 list of all-time episodes, the way we laughed during the Family Stand episode.
Damn, I forgot about that. Oh, my girl. And she was...
Wait, you
I was on
weren't there
tour.
for
I was
all
on-
that ratchetness?
I was on tour for that one.
That was Reservoir, too. It was Family
The
Stand.
Family Stand.
So was it with Sandra St. Victor? Was she
All three.
Yes.
All three of them. Oh
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
Sandra Peter and okay, wow.
If there ever was a...
Oh, we
I don't
talked
mean a
after.
Got You Journalist episode, but it was almost like them as the interviewers were, I was trying to be whatever. Like, the amount, probably why we didn't get Miss Roan.
Well, that was one that she said years ago. Yes, her and Susan DePass, they were all together.
Oh yeah.
There was a lot of smoke for
okay.
for
I gotta
Atlantic,
look that
for
one up.
Atlantic Records.
I gotta go back and listen. Yeah,
and
because
Electric Records. Yeah,
I gotta go back and listen to that one.
It's a master, like, compared to the Christmas episodes, which were always
I was
my
just about to
funniest.
say the Christmas, the 12 Days of Phonte. Like, do you remember the fucking Christmas episode?
So the Gina Rodriguez
shit.
episode.
Gina Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Do say.
Like
Yeah,
you say,
Duce
all day.
the early, Electric Lady.
To the point where I was like, next year I got to find my girl that work at Duce. We need some more.
yeah,
Right. So literally, I'll say the Family Stand probably holds up
Thanks, Tyler.
next to the Gina Christmas episode as, where I laughed so hard that possibly it had like a stomach cramp.
Although, Ahmir, I will counter that, and I'm sorry, Phonte, this is another one you missed, but I feel like we died laughing in this room, small room. Johnny Gill was pretty goddamn funny.
Yeah, that one was great. I hate I missed that one.
Bussin' sections. Bussin' session. Oh, this is not going to sound right with Luther Vandross. Let me just stop.
Them playing the dozens.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what I meant. Thank you.
Yes, them playing the dozens. I got you.
I don't remember what the question is, but I want to bring up some of the.
Well, what guests surprised you? I didn't expect the Family Stand episode.
The politicians that we interviewed, like Clinton
Bill
and
Clinton.
Clinton was awesome.
in Atlanta.
Stacey Abrams.
Stacey Abrams,
Yep.
and a lot of the journalists. I
Stephanie
thought-
Rule.
Ronan Farrell, yeah. Me and him exchanged gamer tags on PS5.
What?
Yeah, me and Ronan, yeah.
Word.
We ain't like
Didn't see that
linked up or
coming.
nothing, but we exchanged gamers. We both game.
I got to bring up a guest that I know made y'all feel kind of crazy, but I bonded with her so well. May she forever rest in peace, Allie Willis.
Oh, yeah.
She? I mean, the fact that she invited me over her house multiple times, and we just kikied, and
Dog.
she gave me a tour of all of that black kitsch.
She's got a bobblehead of you now in the
You might be right, Steve. Had me over there smoking out of watermelon papers and drinking Coke 45.
The fact that we found out that she was part of Just Come Running to Me. And-
Right.
Yeah, by accident. That was crazy. Is there any other guests that like? We covered everyone, right?
Steve Miller.
Steve
Steve
Miller
Miller
was
was
good.
hard.
Him
That was
inventing
hard.
the in-ear.
Yeah.
The in-ear and using FM radio
Michael
as
McDonald and Bootsy Collins.
Michael McDonald,
Yeah, that was-
Ferguson, South St. Louis. Yes, Michael McDonald was pretty awesome, and so was Hootie.
Darius Rucker, I was going to say.
Yeah, Hootie really was greater than I would have thought he would have been.
So what I will say to our listeners is, and the prime reason, and much to the chagrin of the publicists that would have their guest on, like, our show was always a retrospect of a career and a journey, less about
Not just the
"Hey, it's
project
my new
right
album.
now. Yeah.
Which is why I feel as though these episodes will still be timeless.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's evergreen because it's
And-
history.
in the future.
And I know he was loud, but y'all, Billy Porter changed life. I don't care.
Oh, he totally told you. Yes.
Yeah.
So speaking of people listening to these episodes into the future, which I assume they're all going to be available, I just want to point to our wiki page, which was recently updated and made nice with the help of Jake by a friend, Dorothy.
Thank you, cousin Jake.
And Dorothy Howard, who's
Dorothy Howard,
Wikipedian, who's helped out greatly with the page. So all the shows are listed now, and eventually there'll be links that'll take you directly from the wiki page.
Man, we're
I'm gonna reach out to you for that.
We're getting the treatment.
Help.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so let me just say this. So, Steve, I want to thank you for really planting the seed, and that this could be done, because as much as we joked back in 2000, 2001, 2002, listen to Studio Rats and all your little side projects and whatever. It's one thing to talk about it, but you're definitely a person who quietly will, also with me, will push me to do something that I didn't think was possible. And sometimes when to push me. A great example, Endgame. We'll talk about that later. But
there's still an end game. There's still
there's still
It's at the end.
Yeah, clearly.
Is this
it's been 10 years in a row.
Yeah, no, it's real.
Okay.
And this guy's
leading the charge.
Yes,
Okay.
in ways that I never imagined.
Black Thought episode, one of the greatest of all time.
Oh yeah.
But yes, I will say, Steve, thank you for being the person that pushes me to do things. Phonte, you, man, like you are the heart of this show, and you and I think keeping it real has been so overused that it almost doesn't mean much anymore. But I think everyone will universally agree that all the episodes that you're on, you provided.
I'm thinking about all the times when you would look at me for gotcha questions and Phonte would ask them. it was like, oh yeah, don't ask that. Here's
Dog.
Phonte.
That was Fonte's thing.
The CeeLo episode is one of the greatest
Man,
episodes.
I love that episode.
And
yeah.
Music Soul Child.
Oh God,
music song.
I'm sorry.
You can't open that door right now.
Oh my God. Yeah.
yeah.
Fun times. Fun times.
No, like
Shit.
Phonte would boldly go where no Questlove will go
So what
before.
you're saying is,
Let me get
So
this straight.
your publicist told us that you don't want to talk about your relationship. So what's going on with your relationship?
I mean, listen. Hey, fuck it. Shoot or shoot.
There you go.
Yeah, shooter's gonna shoot, cuz.
Unpaid Bill.
Yeah. What?
I know you were the stowaway of the crew, and you rode with us, but thank you for consistently riding with us, and
Yes, sir.
you've definitely come through the clutch also with like your fandom and your fascination for guests that have come on the show, and
Book and Lin-Manuel, thank you.
Yeah.
I totally forgot he was on the. Yeah, there's a lot of episodes I forgot about. Thank you, Unpaid Bill, and also like help make my dream come true, because I was. You made fun of the fact that I still actively watch Sesame Street long after me.
It is for children.
Long
Ronald
after.
McDonald,
Whatever
everyone, our
works.
fearless leader.
All right, Ray Kroc, you got it.
And Laiya, yes, you hold all of our feet to the fire. And,
All the time.
And our toes.
What a callback. What a callback.
Toes.
What a callback.
I don't even want to go after that. No, and everything I said, I absolutely, I meant. I love you all dearly, and I think
I love
We
you.
love you
Tell me
too,
you love
man.
me one
I
more
love you
time.
too, bro.
Say it one more time.
Yes, I love you, Laiya St. Clair.
Oh, God.
That's all the reason we're here.
And thank you, man. We appreciate this. Like,
Yeah.
seriously.
Thank you.
And your evolution. Look at you. You all grown up
Bad.
now.
I'm growing and scared to death
Yeah.
to be growing.
Whole new Questlove.
On behalf of the entire staff that brings this to you, Brittany, Jake, everyone behind
Yeah, man.
iHeart
Yes.
and
Yes.
Brian and Sean and everyone that we mentioned, everyone who films our show, you who watch the show, Brittany, thank you very much.
All the record reps, all the publicists that repeatedly came back. I just want to shout them out too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shouts to Nicolay and Rapper Big Pooh.
Yes.
Little Brother. We ever have Little Brother and Foreign Exchange on the show.
Yes.
And get your tickets to Little Brothers, our last tour.
All right. Any projects coming up, Bill, Steve?
Fuck it, raising kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Follow me. Yeah, we got T-shirts coming out.
That's important.
Yeah.
All right, listen to the way we came in, y'all. Let's do it.
So-called.
Suprema, Suprema, roll call. Suprema, Suprema, roll call. Suprema,
You going first, Laiya?
Suprema, roll call.
Suprema,
Suprema, roll call.
It's Laiya,
Yeah,
and I believe it's time
yeah,
for me to go.
yeah.
No, for me to rhyme.
Roll call.
Nice.
Suprema, Suprema, roll call. Suprema,
Bill.
Suprema roll call.
Unpaid Bill
Yeah,
was episode 1.
yeah,
But I'm still here,
yeah.
and now we're done.
roll call.
And best.
Suprema, Suprema, roll call. Suprema, Suprema, roll call.
My name was Suga.
Yeah,
Big announcement to make.
yeah,
I'm starting my own show
yeah.
where I just get baked.
Whoa. Suprema, Suprema, roll call. Suprema, Suprema, roll call. My name is Phonte.
Yeah.
Y'all are my friends.
Yeah.
But our time on this show has come to an end.
Roll call.
Suprema, Suprema, roll call. Suprema, Suprema, roll call.
Thank you to the people.
Yeah.
That's a great place to start.
Yeah.
And I love you all.
Yeah.
From the bottom of my iHeart.
Roll call. Suprema, Suprema, roll call. Suprema, Suprema, roll call. Suprema, Suprema, roll call. Suprema, roll call.
Thank you, people.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Questlove here, and finally, after hearing that finale part 2 episode, I want to thank you all so much. I see how much you guys have loved and supported the shows throughout the years, especially on the socials, and you've showed up for Questlove Supreme time and time again. That's Steve's phone. What's up, Steve?
Sorry.
Yeah, this is good. Anyway, basically, you know, this is the one time that I can freely speak for Laiya, Phonte, Unpaid Bill, and Suga. Can I speak for you?
Depends what you say.
All right. Well, anyway, I'm speaking for him. Truly want to thank you all for making QLS possible these past 10 seasons. And if you've been rocking with Questlove Supreme since the beginning, or even if you just pulled up yesterday, you know it's been a labor of love. And it's been a space for music nerds, cultural heads, and curious minds to get deep into the stories behind the sound. And over the years, man, the conversations we've had, too many to mention, but so legendary. You know, we've had laughs and tangents and rabbit holes and deep dives and all those good things. But, you know, here's the thing. The greatest grooves always need to evolve. We know that. And we are pivoting. So Questlove Supreme has reached its finale. But don't you worry. We're going to develop something fresh and different in the future. You'll soon know. Some a little different, some that still feeds the soul, but with just a new flavor to it. And I want to be clear, this is not entirely goodbye. We're just turning the page and figuring out what the next chapter of this podcast is going to be. And it'll come soon. And I promise it's going to be worth the wait. It's going to happen right here. So stay tuned, stay curious, stay supreme. All right? Thank you. Love you guys.
You still gonna pass?